Touch gloves.
How do you like it? Off the shoulder.
So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
It is a Friday afternoon in San Antonio, Texas, which is one of the best fight cities in America, and everybody getting ready for the weekend with BAM as the main attraction. The hometown fighter set to make history, and the place to be will be Boeing Center at Techport for Rodriguez Gonzalez as we bring you a pair of world title fights starting at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night on DAZN. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Justin Shackle welcoming you to Matchroom Boxing's weigh-in show ahead of Rodriguez Gonzalez. Tomorrow night on DAZN, Jesse Bam Rodriguez will fight in his hometown of San Antonio for the fourth time as a pro as he looks to become a two-division world champion. He'll be facing 23-year-old Mexican Cristian Gonzalez for the vacant WBO World Flyweight title, with the winner potentially paving a path to becoming undisputed by year's end. And at 112, the field wide open for unifications and the right to become undisputed here in 2023. Another world title clash in the co-feature as the reigning WBA IBF Super Bantamweight World Champion MJ Akhmadaliev gets back to the ring. He'll make his fourth title defense against Marlon Tapales, who himself is trying to become a two-division world champion. All part of a stacked card tomorrow on DAZN. It begins with our Before the Bell action, setting up at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central here in San Antonio. And we are just about ready to go for the weigh-in show as the fighters will hit the scales in preparation for tomorrow night. You will see Rodriguez in Gonzalez. You'll also see Akhmadaliev taking on Tapales, like we mentioned. A terrific battle at 126 pounds between Ray Savage Ford and the former world champion Jesse Magdaleno. A true crossroads fight in the pure definition of a crossroads fight. Also, Thomas Matisse in action, making his first appearance under the Matchroom brand following his win over in Cleveland in November. And we are getting shortly to go as David Diamante is addressing the crowd. It is a packed room here at the Hyatt Regency Riverwalk in San Antonio as we get set to go to hit the scales and weigh in for tomorrow's show. Without further ado, let's head over to David Diamante, who is on the stage, ready to get going.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to San Antonio, Texas for the official weigh-in for our big night of fights that are taking place here on Saturday night. Now, it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and we're sponsored by Bet Online, O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day, and Stagefront. And, of course, all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. What a fight card, ladies and gentlemen. 8 fights on the card in total. We got 4 title fights, and it's a world championship doubleheader with San Antonio's own Bam Rodriguez at the top of the bill. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 4 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. First fighter makes his way to the stage with a record of 4 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw from Ridgewood, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, he calls himself self-made. Please welcome Jose Lopez. Lopez. Okay, his opponent now making his way to the stage. His young professional record thus far perfect. 3 fights, 3 victories, one of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Del Rio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Pantarita Martinez. Now to the scale, self-made, Jose Lopez. 118.4 for Lopez, 118.4 for Jose Self-Made Lopez. And now to the scale, the undefeated fighter from Del Rio, Texas, Jesus Pantarita Martinez. 119.4. 119.4 for Panterita. Panterita versus Self-Made 4-round super bantamweights matchroom boxing live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Jesus Martinez and Jose Lopez will be kicking off our Before the Bell coverage. Again, coming up tomorrow, 5 Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, locally here in San Antonio. Jesus Martinez, the trained fighter led by Robert Garcia, the same trainer as Bam Rodriguez, going for his 3rd win on a matchroom card. As he just turned 18 years old, he said that this is going to be a big year for him. Turned pro at 17. Now he's ready to be unleashed and fight more often as an 18-year-old without any type of sanctions in terms of where he can fight. So this is a big year for Panterita. It'll be a 4-round fight at a catchweight for Martinez and Lopez. Let's go back to the stage with David.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 6 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, all 6 of his wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Chicago, Illinois. Let's give it up for Sweet Jimmy Queeter. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is also undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 4 wins, no defeats, 1 draw. He has 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Please welcome Khalil Big Stepper Coe. Now to the scale, Sweet Jimmy Queeter. 174.8 for Jimmy Queeter, 174.8. And now to the scale, the undefeated Big Stepper, Khalil Coe. 175.8 for Khalil Coe, 175.8. Khalil Coe, Jimmy Queeter, 6 rounds light heavyweights, matchroom boxing live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Jimmy Queeter, a late addition to this card, a late opponent. That is why there is a 1-pound allowance for this fight. So Coe and Queeter will go at it 6 rounds at light heavyweight tomorrow night. Khalil Coe looking for his 4th straight victory after a terrific year in 2022. And for Queeter, he has 6 knockouts in 6 wins. Should be a good one on Before the Bell. We're ready for our next weigh-in. Back to David we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 8 rounds in the lightweight division, and now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 16 wins, 6 defeats, 3 draws, with 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. Representando teams on the norte de Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, damas y caballeros, Ricardo Explosivo Lopez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 9 victories, no defeats, 6 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Fresno, California, here is the undefeated rising young prospect, Mark Castro. And out of the scale, Ricardo Explosivo Lopez. $133.6 for Ricardo Explosivo Lopez. 133.6. And out of the scale, the undefeated Mark Castro. $133 bang on, 133 pounds for the undefeated Mark Castro. Castro versus Lopez, 8 rounds, lightweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Mark Castro, Ricardo Lopez. Lopez, one of the more experienced opponents that Mark Castro is facing here as he takes to big step up in 2023. That is the plan for him. He said he wants to ascend as he looks for his 10th win as a pro. Currently entering at 9-0. Mark Castro trying to build off a very impressive 2022 campaign. 4 fights in 2022. Said he wants to fight 4 or 5 times here in 2023, and it begins tomorrow night against Ricardo Lopez. Back to the stage for our main event on Before the Bell.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is brought to you by Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing in association with World of Boxing, as they're proud to present 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 16 victories against 3 defeats. He has 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Houston, Texas, by way of Nigeria. Please welcome Rafael Trouble Ibakwe. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 8 victories, no defeats. He has 1 draw with 6 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Indio, California by way of Khiva, Uzbekistan. Please welcome the 2017 Asian Championship gold medalist, the 2018 Asian Games gold medalist, and the former WBA Intercontinental Super Welterweight Champion, the undefeated Israel. The Dream Madrimov. And out of the scale, Trouble, Rafael Ibakwe. $160 bang on, 160 pounds for Rafael Ibakwe. 160. And out of the scale, Israel, the Dream Madrimov. $158.8 for Israel Madrimov, 158.8 for the undefeated Israel, the Dream Madrimov. Israel Madrimov Rafael Ibakwe, 10 rounds, super welterweights. Matchroom Boxing in association with World of Boxing. Live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Madrimov going up in weight for this one at 160 pounds. Madrimov and Ibakwe. Madrimov searching for his 7th win in the U.S. as he makes his return from the ring. He'll be taking on Ibakwe, trained by Bobby Benton and Dwight Pratchett, looking for his biggest win to date in his home state, no less, as he tries to take down Madrimov in our main event on Before the Bell, again coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central here in San Antonio. Let's start the weigh-ins for the main event, beginning tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Back to David we go.
Thank you, Justin. And as he just said, this is going to be the main card on DAZN. And we kick it off with the title fight as we present 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight Championship. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 16 wins, no defeats. He has 1 draw, and 13 of his 16 wins come by way of knockout. He proudly fights out of Loreto, Baja California Sur, Mexico. Here is the undefeated and hard-hitting challenger, Ramiro Demonio Cesena. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending titleist. His professional record, 20 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cleveland, Ohio. Here is the former WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Champion and the reigning and defending WBC Continental America Super Featherweight Champion, Thomas Gunnerman Matisse. And out of the scale, Demonio Ramiro Cesena. 130, the super featherweight limit for Demonio. 130 pounds for Ramiro Cesena. And out of the scale, the Gunnerman, Thomas Matisse. 129 pounds for Thomas Gunnerman Matisse. Thomas Matisse, Ramiro Cesena, 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas. Getting this kicked off on the global broadcast Saturday night.
WBC regional belt on the line in this one between Matisse and Cesena. Ramiro Cesena with a big opportunity. His first fight in the U.S., putting his undefeated record on the line. He enters at 16-0-1. Thomas Matisse, 23-1. He has won 3 straight, and this will be his first official match since signing his multi-fight deal with Matchroom. Let's go back to David for the next weigh-in.
Okay, our next contest is one that I cannot wait to see, as Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing is proud to present 12 rounds for the WBA Continental America's Featherweight Championship. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, 29 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is the former WBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, El Peligroso, Jesse Magdaleno. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending titleist. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 13 wins, no defeats. He has 1 draw with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He's a southpaw fighting out of Camden, New Jersey. Saturday night, he makes his 4th defense of his Continental title. Here is the reigning, the defending, and the undefeated WBA Continental America's featherweight champion, Raymond Savage Ford. Now to the scale, the challenger, El Peligroso, Jesse Magdaleno. £126, the featherweight limit for Jesse Magdaleno, 126 pounds. And now to the scale, the undefeated Raymond Savage Ford. Also 126 pounds, also the featherweight limit for the defending titleist Raymond Savage Ford. The Raymond Ford, Jesse Magdaleno, 12 rounds for the WBA Continental America's Featherweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Ray Savage Ford, Jesse Magdaleno. Ray Ford looking to pick up his biggest win to date in a big step up in competition as he tries to inch closer to a world title shot. Jesse Magdaleno, the former world title holder, looking to get back to the spot where he once had. He's going for a 5th straight win. It is southpaw versus southpaw. Both fighters weighing in at an even 126 pounds for this one. A terrific crossroads battle tomorrow night on DAZN between Ray Ford and Jesse Magdaleno. Again, 29-1 is Magdaleno with 18 knockouts, and for Ford, 13-0-1 with 7 KOs coming off a terrific 2022. It's time now to weigh in for our co-feature. Let's go back to David.
All right, Justin, thank you. Like you said, it's now time to weigh in. The chief support of the evening as Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, in association with World of Boxing, are proud to present 12 rounds for the unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Championships of the world. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, 36 victories against 3 defeats. He has 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Copatagan, Lanao del Norte in the Philippines, here's the former WBO Bantamweight Champion of the world, Marlon Nightmare Tapales. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending unified world champion. He's a skilled southpaw with an undefeated professional record, 11 fights, 11 victories, 8 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Namangan, Uzbekistan. Here's the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist and the reigning, defending, undefeated, and unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Uzbek Olona Jahon Championa Murajan MJ Ahmad Ali. And now to the scale, Marlon Nightmare Tapales. 121.8 for the challenger, Marlon Nightmare Tapales. And now to the scale, the reigning, defending, undefeated, and unified super bantamweight champion, Murodjon MJ Akhmadaliev. 121.6 for MJ, 121.6 pounds for Murodjon MJ Akhmadaliev. Tapales, 12 rounds for the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Matchroom Boxing in association with World of Boxing, live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
Tapales trying to become a two-division world champ. His last 10 wins have all come by knockout. Akhmadaliev returning to San Antonio, where he knocked out his last opponent essentially with one hand. He is fully healthy now after overcoming an injury and ready to make his fourth title defense with the WBA and the IBF Super Bantamweight World titles. Possibilities of a unification in the near future also floating in the minds of both fighters. Akhmadaliev would like to become undisputed, potentially by the end of 2023. He has to get through Tapales first tomorrow. Speaking of undisputed hopes, the main event coming up here. Time to weigh in for Cristian Gonzalez. Back to David we go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everyone here today to San Antonio, Texas, USA, for the official weigh-in for our main event of the evening taking place here on Saturday night. As Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing, in association with Tekken Promotions and All-Star Boxing, are proud to present 12 rounds for the vacant WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome with a professional record, 15 victories, only one defeat. He has 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Tultitlán, Estado de Mexico. He ranked number 2 in the world by the WBO, Cristian El Chicharito Gonzalez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, a perfect one. 17 fights, 17 victories, 11 of them coming by way of knockout. Here is the 23-year-old skilled southpaw sensation looking to become the youngest active two-division world champion and the first ever from his home of San Antonio, Texas. Ranked number 1 in the world by the WBO, presenting the undefeated and former WBC Super Flyweight Champion of the World, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And now to the scale, please welcome the challenger, El Chicharito, Cristian Gonzalez. 112 pounds, the flyweight limit, bang on for Cristian Gonzalez, 112 pounds. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Jesse Bam Rodriguez. 111.4 for the undefeated Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 111.4. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Cristian Chicharito Gonzalez, 12 rounds for the vacant WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. Matchroom Boxing, in association with Tekken Promotions and All-Star Boxing, live on DAZN from San Antonio, Texas.
So handshake to end the stare down there. Jesse Bam Rodriguez weighing in with some room for more as he makes his return to 112 pounds and tries to achieve some history, become San Antonio's first two-division champion.
A legend in the house, Orlando Canizales. Give a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Yeah, let's make an appearance on the stage there as we wrap up the weigh-in show here in San Antonio. Again, tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, the main card on DAZN, leading up to 2 world title fights here in San Antonio. The action begins, though, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. Chris Algieri and myself bring you before the bell over at Boeing Center at Techport. Until those times, for everybody here in San Antonio and for our entire Matchroom Boxing crew, this is Justin Shackles saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow from San Antonio once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, good